Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. I am Vishal Menon and today I am going to be reviewing Joshiy's Porinju Mariam Jose. Nirakuttu, Kada Iduvare, Vannu Kandu Keedadaki. These are 3 of the 7 films Joshi made in 1985. Flash forward 34 years and we get Porinju Mariam Jose, directed by the same Joshi, except that this film is set in 1985. It's not unusual for present day films to use posters, songs or even dialogues from older films to set a particular time. Porinju, in that sense, is not very different. So I inspected every frame of this film with the meticulousness of a detective to find some sort of self-referentiality. This could either be in the form of a song like Poomaname playing in the radio, or to spot the poster of Mammooty's Joshi film Onninge Vannengil on one of the tea shops in the film. Because Joshi's films are as omnipresent to the 80s as disco. But sadly, the film geek finds no such luck here. Of course, we get a fair share of disco references, including a major Mithun Chakrabarti fan. We get the local church band rocking tunes like Dam Maro Dam, Are Divano and Disco Dancer. We also get the protagonist, Jose, played by Chemban Vinod, who is a huge Kamal Haasan fan. I also had a lot of fun in that scene where a drunk Jose narrates the entire climax of Moonram Pire to his very worried looking mother. Much later, we get another scene that is set in a movie theatre where a 1985 Kamal Haasan movie is playing. Any idea which one? I'll give you a clue. He plays a double role in that film. It's these details and its many pop cultural references that make the initial portions of this film a certain kind of fun. The film begins promisingly enough, establishing the friendship between Porinju, Jose and Mariam, which is in equal parts a romance as well as a bromance. An inherent class divide is also obvious given the fact that Mariam is also much wealthier than the other two, and this makes it very difficult for Jose and Porinju to get together. The film also gets Mariam to behave like the typical Joshi film hero. She's rich, independent and gutsy and also very Christian. She also likes her liquor neat and her BDs borrowed. But does that really make her a progressive female character? Not at all, because her entire fate is sealed either in the hands of her father or her lover. Because Porinju is a real Joshi hero of this film. Of course, he's bulkier than the Mammootty of the 80s or the Suresh Gopi of the 90s, but the basic beats of this character remains the same. So he's the darling of the masses, savior of the downtrodden, smoker of many cigarettes. You get the picture, which makes it worse because this movie has a way of losing its specificity with each passing scene. So we get another powerless priest, another reckless rowdy and another corrupt cop. But the maximum damage is done by the film's villain. So what if we write a villain that looked and behaved like Rajesh Khanna? This seems to be the idea behind this villain character. But the effect on screen is just comical. There are many scenes in the film where this villain hits on Mariam, calling her Chechi, which is supposed to make you cringe. Of course, we do up cringing, but not in the way the film intended. An ineffective villain isn't something we've not seen before. But the damage here is much more because the central emotion that drives this film is fear. So we've really got a problem in our hands when all you feel like doing when you see this villain is pull his cheeks. We also get a couple of very ordinary songs and also a twist that you can see from kilometers and kilometers away. The biggest problem with this film is that it tries to substitute substance with flavor, which is a shame because it's the performances of the 3 lead characters that really keeps the film going. Despite the film's flaws, these 3 make for some really interesting casting, but that alone cannot save this painfully generic film. Maybe in its effort to set a film in the 80s, the makers forgot that the audiences now live in 2019. So that's all for my review of this week's Porinju Mariam Jose, which really didn't work for me. But if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe to Film Companion South.